Happy and blessed Sunday sa ating lahat. Kumusta kayo po? Ito po si Nico Fabian. Nandito naman po sa programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Sana okay ang buhay natin, no? And isang tulog na lang. And bukas is already Monday. And what is Monday? What is so important sa Monday, no? Dahil po bukas may session naman ang Senado and we are expecting, we are forecasting na mayroon fireworks dyan po sa Senado bukas from 3 p.m. Mag-start ang Senate session. Anyway, kailangan tayo to greet and greet ang mga followers natin, mga Filipinos, dito po sa Malaysia, particularly dito po sa Sabah, ang mga overseas Filipino workers sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo, ang mga Filipino migrants sa iba-ibang nasyon po, sa iba-ibang lugar, and of course, ang mga kaibigan at kapatid natin dyan po sa Pilipinas. Kumusta kayo? And I hope, as what I said, I hope okay na okay ang weekend ninyo po, nakarest kayo, and you are ready to face a brand new, expensive and exciting week po, which we are going to start tomorrow po, no? Especially dyan po sa Senado. As I promised earlier, no? Yesterday sa inyong lahat po, today's vlogging, I will be touching more on ito na po, ang possible change of leadership bukas dyan po sa Senado. It means, matuloy ba ito? They will change ang Senate President natin, si SP Alan Peter Cayetano bukas, and will be replaced by another senator. And sino yun another senator na putok na putok ang pangalan niya po? I'm referring to no other than Senator Sherwin Gatchalian. Narinig natin po a lot of positive things about Senator Sherwin Gatchalian na coming from the minority bloc, yun 11 bloc po, yun 11 minority bloc, spearheaded by former Senate President si Tito Sen po. Now, later on, mayroon tayong dito mga video clips. I'm going to share with you po ang mga video clips so that at least we will have the idea of what is happening dyan po sa Pilipinas. Sa Pilipinas, especially bukas when mag-resume po or they will open up again ang Senate session at 3 p.m. tomorrow, May 25 po. So, let's see. So, bago sa I will give you itong mga, sabihin natin, mga video clips. Mayroon tayo itong isang video clip po, no? Isang video clip which I believe kailangan, I believe that I have to share this thing to you po so that you will have more understanding na ano talaga ang sitwasyon sa Senado, no? Sa Senado bukas po, no? Sa Senado bukas. Dahil narinig na natin ang dami mga istorya left and right po, from lawyers to another lawyers, from political strategies, political analysis, from government officials, from politicians, congressmen, down to hanggang dyan na po sa barangay level, and of course, ang ordinaryong Filipino po. Hot na hot itong topic about change of leadership sa Senado. Pwede ba yun mangyari? Because now, if you look at the numbers dyan po sa minority and sa majority block po, ano lang po, a very thin line lang po, no? That separates them. Dahil ang majority block comprises of 13 senators, while ang minority block comprises of 11 senators. So if you want to change leadership, bukas, kailangan po majority, and that must be 13. So in other words, mayroon ba from the 13 majority block, no? Brave 13, sabi nila, Brave 13 will be jumping to the minority and form a new majority? Because if nobody from the 13 will jump, ibig sabihin po, there is no such thing as change of leadership. And from what we heard sa mga local news natin po sa Manila, na solid ang Brave 13. Samantala, ang minority bloc under the leadership of Senator Tito Sen, they also claim that solid din sila, and they continue to encourage other senators to jump sa grupo nila po so that they will form a new majority bloc bukas. So let's see kung what will happen bukas. That's why I said bukas is a very exciting day po. It could happen bukas, Monday, or maybe Tuesday po. But anyway, before I'm going to share with you ang mga video clips about this leadership change again, I have dito po isang video clip. Medyo mahaba ito, 6 or 7 minutes ito po. And one blogger, I suppose you know this a blogger po, no? Si Attorney Regal Oliva. Transgender ito po, no? And is very famous na po when it comes to issues, legal issues po, dyan po sa Pilipinas. And many viewers, many followers po, many Filipinos follow itong program, channel ni Regal or Attorney Regal Oliva. So, let's watch and listen itong sabihin natin na video clip niya po. And he's talking about itong change of leadership, the possible change of leadership bukas. Desperado ba? Is Malacanang desperate to control the Senate? Or ano? Because if you look at the situation now, this is the only group, no? Itong majority group po, na walang blessings from the executive or from President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos when they form the new majority bloc. Karamihan po, every time there will be changes, change of leadership po, may say talaga ang presidente. But itong grupo ni Senate President Peter Allen Cayetano or Alan Peter Cayetano po, walang say. No? In fact, even the president, si President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos or si BBM was surprised ano nangyari last May 11, change of leadership. No? And one of the major factors why natuloy ang change of leadership is dahil the physical presence of Senator Bato de la Rosa, who has been hiding for how many months, and all of a sudden, lumabas siya po. And dahil sa boto niya, number 13, they change the leadership or they replace si Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, replace ang Senate President post, yon being held by Senator or SP Tito Sen. And ngayon, nandyan na po ang Brave 13. So let's watch and listen itong video clip that I want to share with you now. And I believe this is very important for you to know. Not necessarily for you to believe what he is saying, but just for you to understand ano ang sitwasyon talaga po. No? And kayo na bala to make your own opinion, your assessment, or whatever po, what you want to think about this video clip that I'm going to share with you ngayon po. Let's watch and listen ito po. Nandito. Hold on, ha? Alright, nandito na. Diretso na tayo po para alis. Ha? We will not delay any unnecessary time. Dito po.
Napapansin ba ninyo kung kailan gumagalaw ang Senado bilang impeachment court? Kung kailan pinag-uusapan ng Senate leadership? Kung kailan sinusukat ang political alliances inside the chamber, doon din nagsusulputan ang sunod-sunod na allegations, complaints, investigations at legal offensives laban sa mga senador. Noong Lunes, umugong ang balita ng isang Senate coup. The objective allegedly was simple: get 13 votes to remove Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano and install a new Senate President more aligned with Malacanang. Unang pangalan na dumutang, Francis Cheese Escudero. Pero nagkaroon umano ng problema. Cheese could not consolidate the yellow-pink bloc together with other voting factions. Kaya biglang nag-shift ang usapan kay Sherwin Gatchalian. But even that reportedly failed. Why? Because several senators allegedly feared that Gatchalian, while competent legislatively, might struggle steering an impeachment court, being a non-lawyer, considering that impeachment trials are highly technical, constitutional proceedings requiring rulings on evidence, procedure, motions, subpoenas, contempt powers, and constitutional thresholds. And according to Senate whispers, several calls were allegedly made from Malacanang to senators pushing for leadership change. But the numbers allegedly did not materialize. At dito na nagiging political explosive ang lahat. Because after the failed leadership movement, sunod-sunod namang lumutang ang mga kaso, reklamo at controversies involving senators. Ngayon, Senator Jinggoy Estrada ang nasa sentro ng panibagong political storm matapos irekomenda ng DOJ sa Ombudsman ang paghahain umano ng plunder, graft, direct bribery at corruption charges kaugnay ng flood control projects. Pero tandaan natin, rekomendasyon pa lamang ito. Hindi pa ito conviction, hindi pa ito final ruling, at hindi pa ito finding ng Sandigan Bayan. Sa batas, napakalayo pa ng pagitan ng allegation at guilt. Pero hindi rin maikakaila ang isang bagay. The timing is politically loud. Senator Escudero nakaharap din sa complaints involving alleged flood control irregularities matapos iulat na humingi ng precautionary hold departure order ang ombudsman kaugnay ng plunder, graft at indirect bribery allegations. Si Senator Joel Villanueva iniugnay rin sa malversation complaints involving flood control projects na iniendorso muli sa ombudsman. Si Senator Loren Legarda naman nadadawit sa political noise dahil sa mga usapin involving the energy firms connected to her son, Congressman Leandro Leviste. Ang Villar siblings na sina Mark at Camille Villar humaharap din sa DOJ kaugnay ng SEC-related complaints involving alleged market manipulation and disclosure issues tied to family corporations. Si Senator Bongo nadadawit din sa public discussions matapos ignay ng ilang reports ang pangalan niya sa contractors allegedly connected to flood control controversies, allegations which he has publicly denied. At maging si Senator Robin Padilla hindi rin nakaligtas sa kontrobersya matapos madawit sa public discussion surrounding the Senate standoff involving Senator Bato de la Rosa and allegedly obstruction narratives kahit wala pang malinaw na formal case publicly confirmed against him. But here is the bigger question. Why is Malacanang allegedly so desperate to control the Senate leadership? Is it really just about the impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte? Or has Malacanang already moved beyond impeachment and is now more concerned about controlling the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee? Because with a new Senate majority, independent from palace influence, there is growing fear that more cans of worms may be opened. Mga personalidad na dating umanong hindi man lang ipinatawag sa Blue Ribbon proceedings could now potentially be summoned. Possible whistleblowers may emerge. Former cabinet officials may be compelled to testify, like former Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, former Budget Secretary Amina Pangandaman, the so-called 18 Marines, contractors, regional operators, DPWH insiders. At maraming nagtatanong, why were these personalities never aggressively pursued before? Was it caution, political accommodation, or fear? Dito, nagiging delikado ang lahat because in constitutional law, impeachment is sui generis. Unique ito, political in nature but wrapped in constitutional process. Senator judges are expected to act independently, fearlessly, and free from intimidation or political leverage. Kaya kapag halos sabay-sabay ang legal offensives, investigations, at public allegations laban sa mga senador habang gumagalaw ang impeachment court at Senate leadership restructuring, natural lang na magtanong ang publiko, is justice moving naturally or is politics moving justice? Hindi ito absolution ng mga mentioned senators. Hindi ito pag-abandona sa accountability. This is just a warning against the dangerous appearance of selective timing. Because the moment prosecutions began to appear weaponized by politics, the credibility of both the justice system and the Senate itself begins to suffer. At sa isang demokrasya, perception matters almost as much as power. Another day, another regal POV.
Alright, yun po, narinig natin si Attorney Regal Oliva. Thank you very much, Attorney, for sharing your thoughts sa amin po o sa mga followers ninyo po, dyan po sa channel ninyo po. And I for one, I totally agree. May mga puntos talaga, ang mga points na mention si Attorney Regal Oliva, no? Si Oliva. If you look at the situation now po, no? Mayroon tayong majority block. They have a total of 13 senators, and out of the 13 senators, 8 are now threatened, no? Mga kaso sa kanila po, no? Sa kanila. And it was mentioned, even si Senator Cayetano, the Senate President now po, might be facing a case, especially what happened during the May 13 incident dyan po sa Senado. So, ganun na ba ang Pilipinas ngayon po? You go against, that's how we feel, mga Filipinos dito sa Sabah. Ganito na ba ang Pilipinas ngayon? If you go against the government, if you don't follow what they want, then ito na, this will happen to you po. They will file cases against you po, for going against the government. Ganon ba yun po? Ganon ba yun ang sitwasyon ngayon sa Pilipinas? I hope I'm wrong. No? But the way things are moving, and the way how we, mga Filipinos dito po sa Malaysia, particularly sa Sabah po, that's how we look at the situation now. Medyo mahirap na po. Others allege po, no, na this is similar to what happened to the Philippines during the time of the late former president of the Philippines, si Ferdinand Marcos Sr. po, ang tatay ni BBM. Are we going back to what we experienced before or hindi? Kayo na bahala po. Kayo nang bahala po. So, alright, that is the situation now, and let's see what will happen bukas. What will happen bukas po. Now, the other video clip that I'm going to share with you po, ang a little statement coming from Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano. Yesterday ito po sa programa niya po, wherein he's leaving everything sa Panginoon na lang po. Is leaving everything sa Panginoon. Whether he tomorrow will be his last day as president, or he will continue to lead ang Senado po hanggang matapos itong impeachment file ni Inday Sara Duterte, or hanggang matapos talaga, hanggang maabot tayo sa 2028 the general election or presidential election. Let's watch and listen to Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano po. Alright, nandito.
Wala si God sa usapan. Let's not abuse God. Let's not use God. Let's be used by God. That's why when former Senate President Soto said, baka may itong plano si Lord. Yun din ang sinabi ko, di ba? Baka itong plano ni Lord. So kung plano ni Lord na 1 day lang ako, 2 weeks lang ako, 2 months, ang prayer ko lang, God, put me where you want me to do what you want me to do. And that's not an easy question. You have to keep discerning. You have to keep reading the Bible. You have to keep asking godly people. You have to surround yourself with the best information. Yung impeachment trial, madali. Just be impartial. No, maayos lang yung takbo. Evaluate the evidence. Follow the rules. Be impartial. Pero yung how to help our economy, how to help the poorest of the poor, napakahirap ng question niya kasi extraordinary yung problema. So let me end there. Pag extraordinary yung problema, kailangan extraordinary din yung solusyon natin. So dun sa mga nananawagan ng pagkakaisa, those who are asking for unity, we have to have extraordinary unity. And we can only do that if we love our enemies. So this weekend, can we continue praying? Can we continue reflecting? And pwede ba part of our reflection, rather than mag-bash, tayo, mag-isip tayo, how do we get our leaders together and how do we get them to focus on what's more important? Kasi kung dalawang grupo, eto isa, eto bila, pag-pray lang natin sana grupo na to, and then meron na yan, hindi kasundo. Nandito sa grupo na to, eto hindi kasundo. But how do our leaders go? Diba? And get behind God. And follow God. So again guys, let it be a prayerful weekend and a weekend where we reflect. So lahat sa inyo na nagpe-pray and intercede, lalo po dun sa nagpa-fast, maraming salamat sa inyo. God bless you. Good afternoon everyone.
Alright, yun, narinig natin si Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano. I totally agree. Again, I totally agree with Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano that what the Philippines is facing now po, ang bansa natin, ang mga Filipino, what we are facing now po is a super ordinary problem. At ang solusyon ng super ordinary problem is a super ordinary unity among all the leaders, among all the Filipinos po. Let's solve the problem in unison. For it is only through being united that we will be able to identify, address solutions po para sa problema natin. Ang dami tayong problema. Problema tayo, wag natin kalimutan itong problema natin ng flood control projects. Corruption po. Corruption. Do not forget this thing. Maski mayroon na tayo itong mga impeachment and mga kaso being filed against mga politician natin po, let us not forget ang bigger problem natin po, and it should be stopped. And those involved sa flood control scandal, we want them to be put behind bars. Kasi kawawa, they use ang pera, taxpayers' money. Tayo po, mga mahirap, we're being cheated because of these greedy politicians. Politicians, regardless what color you are, what party you belong, para sa akin po, if you're involved, then you should pay the crime that you have committed against kami po, against sa mga Filipinos po, especially mga ordinaryong Filipino, especially mga overseas Filipino workers who, how many years po, no, we are out from the country, helping the government in terms of the economy po, through our remittances, and only to find out na ang pera namin po that we are remitting sa Pilipinas po, went to the wrong people. Went to the wrong people po. So huwag natin kalimutan itong flood control projects. Kumusta si Saldico? Kumusta si Congressman Martin Romualdez? Ha? Kumusta kayo po? Kumusta mga iba-iba pa dyan? Involved po. And hanggang ngayon, walang problema po. They are still enjoying life. Yun po ang kailangan. Let us not forget. Impeachment is hindi yan talagang ano po. Although there is accountability, dapat yun po by impeachment. I go for the impeachment para malaman natin po who is telling the truth. And malaman natin sino po must be punished. That is what kami mga Filipinos, ako po, looking forward po. Looking forward. Alright, let's go back dito po sa possible change of leadership sa Pilipinas o sa Senado bukas. Let's share with you po ang mga reaction or statement made by the minority bloc members. May report tayo dito po and let's watch and listen to this po, ang report po yesterday dyan po sa Maynila. Alright, nandito po.
Halos 2 linggo matapos ang Senate coup na nagluklok kay Senador Alan Peter Cayetano bilang Senate President, sabi ni Senador Kiko Pangilinan sa isang pahayag na gusto ng minority bloc na tinawag niyang SB 11 o Solid Bloc 11 na maging bagong Senate President si Senator Sherwin Gatchalian. Sabi ni Pangilinan, may kakayahan, matatag at patas si Gatchalian. Naniniwala siyang kaya ni Gatchalian na pagkaisahin ang Senado. Sinigundahan niya ni Senator J.V. Ejercito.
Senator Win Gatchalian ang aming sinusuportahan bilang Senate President dahil pinakita naman niya yung kanyang pagiging masipag, lalo na very studious, lalo na during the budget nung siya yung finance chairman. So, pero ako naman, kahit sino, I can work with anybody, kahit na sino yung naging Senate President. In fact, dapat majority leader sana ako ngayon. Kinorgo ko na for the greater good.
Sa isang panayam sa radyo, sinabi naman ni Senator Panfilo Lacson na maaaring magsimula ang pagbangon ng Senado mula sa kasalukuyan nitong kalagayan kapag nailuklokan niya bilang Senate President si Gatchalian. Eminently qualified niya si Gatchalian para sa posisyon at kaya umano nitong dalhin ang Senado at magkaroon ng United Front laban sa mga isyong kinakaharap nito ngayon. Si Gatchalian din niya ang nagsulong ng mga institutional safeguards at transparency measures sa pagbuo ng 2026 General Appropriations Act. Sabi ni Lacson, dapat tiyakin ang kasalukuyang liderato ng Senado na manatiling modelo ng transparency ang institusyon sa pagbuo ng national budget. Nauna na rin sinabi ni Senator Mig Zubiri na si Gatchalian ang kanyang pambato.
May I just say this is my candidate for
Sa ngayon, nasa 13 ang miyembro ng mayorya sa Senado, habang 11 ang nasa minorya. Noong isang linggo pa lumulutang ang pangalan ni Gatchalian na maging bagong Senate President. Kinunan namin ang pahayag ang mayorya kasama si Senate President Cayetano pero wala pa silang tugon sa ngayon. Nitong Miyerkules, nagbiro pa sa sesyon si Cayetano.
We agree with you, Senator Pangilinan. Senator Win is the only one laughing at I might vote for him one day.
Wala pang pahayag si Gatchalian, kaugnay niyan at iba pang minority senators. Von Aquino, Nakatutok, 24 Oras.
Alright, yan po, narinig natin ang mga opinion, ang suporta that ang mga minority members are giving to Senator Win Gatchalian. And let's also hear ang reaction, comments coming from another well-known and well-respected, and many also almost every time he comes out sa social media po, ang dami mga viewers, ang mga tao po, they watch ang mga statement ni itong tao po, si political strategist, political strategist dyan po sa Pilipinas, and I'm referring to no other than si Lito Bayano. Lito Bayano po. Let's watch and listen itong video clip that I want to share sa inyong lahat po ngayon. Nasaan na yon si Lito? Nasaan na si Lito po? 150 ang ano natin. So, let's watch and listen to this po. Tungkol sa issue din ng change of leadership.
If you're going to change,
Hold on.
if you're going to
Hold on.
change, if you're going to change leadership again, you have a 12 versus 11. No, so wala pa rin. 12 is one higher than 11 because you need 13 votes, no? Nag-hearten na yun eh. Kasi they went through the crucible of so much, shall we say, demolition from so many quarters, both traditional media, social media, and the so-called political analysts. In the case of Lauren and Alan, even their alumni, no? School alumni, no? So, syempre, laging ano na yan, sama-sama na tayo, panindigan na natin ito.
Hindi pa rin nawawala ang langit-ngit ng kudeta sa Senado, lalo na ngayong pugante ng itinuturing si Senator Bato de la Rosa na siyang naging susi para maging Senate President, si Senator Alan Peter Cayetano. Ang 13-11 na bilang ng Senado o 13 miyembro ng mayorya at 11 minorya, 12-11 na lang ngayon. Kaya ayon kay Senator Erwin Tulfo,
Ito lang po umakbang dyan, tapos ang boxing.
pero sa isang interview, sinabi ni Senator Amy Marcos na kaya lang naman daw gustong mapalitan ang Senate leadership ay dahil sa itinutulak na charter change sa pamamagitan ng Constitutional Assembly o CONAS. Ibig sabihin, mga nakaupong mambabatas ang hihimay at babago sa konstitusyon. Giit ng senadora gagawin umano yan para walang 2028 elections. Para nang ma-extend ang termino ng kanyang kapatid na si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Bumuelta rin si Senator Ping Lacson sa programang Ted Filon at DJ Chacha.
Outright lie. Kasinungalingan. Walang pag-uusap kami. Maging yung mga focuses namin. Napakalimit namin mag-focus sa minorya. Never yung napag-usapan.
Alright, yun po, narinig natin po, no? Ang opinion ni Lito Bayano. And of course, talking about the CONAS, na sabi ni Senator Ping Lacson na outright lie daw yun po, hindi yun totoo po. But yesterday, during my program, I showed you a video clip, no? I showed you a video clip, and yung columnist po sa bulletin at Manila Bulletin yata yun po, he was the one who said na totoo yon may meeting sa Soler. Sa Soler po earlier. And they discussed about ang CONAS. Ang CONAS po. In fact, itong columnist, he was saying na ano po, is willing to, ano ba yung pangalan niya ha? Saan na yun ang note ko? Ano ba yung pangalan ng columnist? Nakalimutan ko na. It was only yesterday. It was only yesterday. Sandali po. I'll try to check. So, totoo yun po na may discussion po. May discussion. Nandyan po ang Senate Speaker, nag-attend din po, and some other officials, government officials po, no? Together with the executive, ang BBM. Anyway, we just leave it that way po. In the meantime po, since we are talking about the possible change of leadership, let me read you a story po dito sa PhilStar, lumabas today po, no? Lumabas today, tungkol sa possible change of leadership. Let me read you this story po, so at least you will have an idea po. Plus ang mga video clips that I have just share with you po. Nandito po, ang heading ng news article sa PhilStar is SB 11 pushes for Gatchalian as next Senate President. The minority senators from the so-called solid bloc have declared their support for Senator Sherwin Gatchalian as the candidate for Senate President following the chaos in the chamber since Alan Peter Cayetano took over the leadership. Senator Francis Pangilinan issued a statement on behalf of their group, fondly called SB11, apparently inspired by the name of the Pinoy pop boy band SB19. Sabi ni Pangilinan, we of the SB11 or Solid Block 11 all want the Senator Sherwin Win Gatchalian to become Senate President. He has proven, especially during the deliberation on the 2026 national budget, that he can protect the people's money and ensure that public funds go where they are most needed, Pangilinan said. Principal wise Senator Win is competent, steady, and fair in real politics. He can unite a broader, reform-oriented Senate that is more balanced, more accountable, acceptable even to some members of the current majority, Pangilinan said. He said Gatchalian is their consensus candidate to get more senators to join them in their 11-member minority. Speaking to Radio DZLZ yesterday, Senator Ping Lacson said he would rather not name who from Cayetano's 13-member majority would be jumping ship to join them. So, ibig sabihin, mayroon sila po, na somebody from the camp of Cayetano will be jumping po. Totoo ba yan o hindi? We don't know. Let's see. Bukas po. With Senator Ronald De La Rosa now back to being absent, Cayetano now only has 11 senators present with him on the floor. Lacson said that even if Gatchalian failed to get the 13 votes, the minority bloc would be the crucial voting group in the Senate floor if it manages to increase its member from 11 to 12. Sino kaya yung isa, no? Lacson opposed Senator Rodante Marcoletta's move to amend the Senate rules to allow senators like De La Rosa to participate in abstention, saying this was only allowed in the past during the pandemic and other force majeure incidents. Kasi may proposal yan po, no? May proposal yan to allow online na lang ang voting po. Ha? And klarong-klaro po, this is favoring kay De La Rosa. Ha? De La Rosa because he's now hiding po. He's now hiding. So yun po. Let's see po kung sino yon. Sabi ni Senator Ping Lacson, mayroon daw po. Ha? And he refused to name or to give the name of that senator who will be jumping tomorrow po dyan po sa minority. No? Sa minority. Sabi niya po, kung from 11, ang minority ngayon will be 11 and it becomes 12, parehas na sila 12 po. Kasi wala si Senator Bato de la Rosa. So, pagdating na daw yun po sa group voting po, posible na may advantage talaga ang grupo ni Ping Lacson or ang grupo nila Ping Lacson ni Tito Sen or ang minority po. Let's see. These are all speculation, forecast po, no? Ang dami nang nagsalita. But the reality, we are going to know po bukas. Bukas po. And this I can promise to all of you that I will closely monitor, no? Ang Senate session bukas dyan po sa Senado, which will start at 3 p.m. I don't know hanggang anong oras yung matapos po. But expected na itong Senate session bukas, tomorrow or maybe until Tuesday or Wednesday, it will be, we will see fireworks dyan po sa Senado. Especially bukas, mayroon ating 8 majority members, senators, who already expressed their intention to question, interpolate ang privileged speech made by Senator Rizal Taveros and Senator Erwin Tulfo last week. No? So they agreed na sa Monday na lang po that interpellation will be granted or any questions to be raised kay itong dalawang senator who gave their privileged speech po. Privileged speech. Kaya nga, I said, we expect fireworks bukas po. What we don't know hanggang anong oras yun matapos po. And most important, we will see po kung ano talaga, may leadership change ba o wala. So, siguro hanggang dito na lang ang programa natin. But before I will sabihin natin end itong programa natin, let me share with you again ang video clip ni Lito Bayano, ang political strategist dyan po sa Pilipinas regarding sa impeachment of Inday Sara Duterte. Let's watch and listen to this, my final video clip that I'm going to share with you now. Alright, nandito po.
The office of the Vice President has no role in government other than to wait for the President to die, to resign, or to be impeached himself. The President is as strong as a Carabao, as he himself declares, no? I doubt if he's going to resign at all. And they've already tried impeaching her and it fell flat right from both on form and substance, no? So, anong trabaho meron ng Vice President na kailangan mo siyang tanggal? Because the reason for impeachment, as far as the Constitution is concerned, is to remove an official who, if he remains in his position, would do harm to the public welfare or to the national interest, the security of the state. Wala namang anong harm magagawa ng Vice President under the present circumstances. So obviously, the only intent is to demolish her in the public eye so that her numbers would go down, and failing so, because her numbers have kept to be stable, at least, I mean, they've gone down a bit, but they're still quite high, to eliminate her from the race. Ang punto ko, fairness dictates. Mag-away na lang kayo sa kampanya. Bring all the issues that you want to in the campaign.
What about those that are calling for accountability for confidential funds or other issues related to money that might have been subject of graft and corruption?
Well, those are issues precisely that we should allow the people to judge, no? In the case of Vice President Binay, no one filed an impeachment case against Vice President Binay, even if the Senate also came up with so many findings of alleged graft and corruption. Also in bigger amounts actually compared to Vice President Sara, no? Nobody tried to impeach President Terra, no? There was an impeachment complaint filed by Manuling Morato against Vice President Terra, but no congressman sponsored it, no? That
When he was
just an
still
attempt.
Vice
When he
President.
was still
So
Vice
you're talking
President.
about like when Eric was still Vice President. So
Doy Laurel was Vice President. He was also at odds with President Cory Aquino, but President Cory never asked anybody to file an impeachment case against Doy Laurel, no?
Alright, yun po. Ang opinion segment made by Lito Bayano po, ang political strategy dyan po sa Pilipinas. So with this, siguro hanggang dito na lang ang programa natin. And mas yung paano on a Sunday afternoon po, sana I manage to entertain you, give you ang mga latest updates mayroon ako po. So at least you will have a clear picture of, hindi naman siguro lahat, but you have a picture of what is happening dyan po sa Pilipinas, especially what will happen dyan sa Senado bukas starting alas 3 or 3 p.m. So with this, si Nico Fabian once again would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Hidot Malaysia! Sababole, mabuhay ang Pilipinas, peace on earth. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye, and I love you all. Ingat kayo.